lawn care ninjas, how you doing today on this Freaky Friday? You know there's always something freaky going on Friday, right? As such as we've had nothing but rain yesterday, last night, this morning, and a little drizzle today. So I didn't even bother making a video yesterday because I went out really late, couldn't start early. We had nothing but rain the night before, and then I ended up doing like 2-3 yards and I went home. I mean, what do you want? But anyway, I'm here knocking out this little granny yard right here. This is every 2 weeks, and in 2 weeks, man, that grass has grown. And that's because we are in the area where they got a lot of rain. This is where that tornado came through. Luckily, it didn't hit this neighborhood, so they got pretty lucky there. So this area is still pretty moist. Ooh, I like that word. And anyway, and we had rain again, like I said last night. This area in particular has probably had a lot of rain. So I mean, it's not like crazy overgrown or anything like that, but it's definitely a lot taller than my average every 2 weeks when I get here. Anyway, I've been running out of DEF fluid for Tiny, the diesel, now for 2 days. And so I was like, all right, Tiny started like giving me signs, like flipping me off down here on the screen. Like, I need DEF fluid. Ah! Shut your mouth, Tiny. I'm looking. Dude, DEF fluid's starting to look like it's like toilet paper and paper towels. I don't know, because I went through like 4 gas stations and nobody had them. So I finally went to one of the speedways and they didn't have them. So I asked the clerk, I'm like, yo, psst, yo, you got any in the back? He's like, oh man, shh, I think I got the last 2, Ninja. He goes, one's in the box, one's out of the box for whatever reason. Do you want them? I said, yeah, man, I don't care about the box. Give me 2 of them. Give me 2. Reminds me of that cookie guy. Anyway, so I got 2, $40 basically, but I should be good for about a month. So another thing, when you buy a diesel truck, ninjas, you know, you're gonna have a little extra maintenance on that, that it's gonna be required. Not to mention, just everything is gonna be a little bit more expensive on a diesel, but just an example, the DEF fluid is another thing that you're gonna have to worry about. It's kind of like gas, you know, like fuel, you gotta fill it up, but DEF fluid, you don't have to fill it up every day. You have to fill it up every couple weeks, every 2-3 weeks, something like that. Just depends how you drive. If you're heavy footer, you're gonna go through it a little quicker than if you are a light duty driver. Anyway, but I did finally get some, and I got an extra one, so I should be good. Hey pups. Hey Cody. Oh, hey. Oh, that's a female. And this is her boyfriend. Hey, don't remember her name, but I know his name's Cody. Hey, sweetie. She's a lot younger, so she's more hyper than him. Beautiful German Shepherds. Okay, we got a problem here. And I wanted to share this with you because I may end up doing this job. And whether I end up doing it or not, I think this is pretty important to cover, to share, in case any of you other ninjas encounter this. So we got a huge tree back here, and I mowed this yard yesterday, but it was so windy yesterday I didn't even bother recording. So as you can see, it crushed the pumps for the pool, the white fence, and the chain link fence over here. So the problem, ninjas, is my customer called this neighbor and said, hey, your tree is down. And you know what he told her? He said, it's not really my problem. So what I want to ask you ninjas, and I think every state is different, but if the tree falls onto your property, does it automatically become part of your property and your responsibility? Who's going to cover this? Who's going to pay for the cleanup? And not just the cleanup, but the damage itself. So I advised my customer, I said, don't deal with him. Call your insurance company. Let your insurance company figure it out. They'll probably cover the cleanup and the damage because you have homeowner's insurance. And let your insurance company deal with the neighbor. So I think that's what she's doing. Because she said when she called the neighbor, the conversation was very, very uncomfortable. he basically talked down to her and said, "It's not my responsibility." She asked him, "What about your morals? You know, look at that tree. Look at this tree." She said, "You need to be maintaining these trees, either cut them down or, you know, clean it, you know, cut them a little bit at a time, or maintain them, you know, cut some of the big limbs or something." And from what I gathered out of the conversation and what I got out of it, it was not pretty. And he basically just told her, "I'm not home. I'll take a look at it when I come home, but I'm letting you know right now, it's not my responsibility." So ninjas, you're going to come in situations like this. She's like, "I need this cleaned up, but I really don't want to have to pay the bill." And so she's supposed to let me know what the insurance agent tells her. But sometimes, you know, you got to just wait until you tackle a job like this and let them figure it out. Because I told her, I said, "I'm happy to clean this up for you, take care of it. And if I need to invoice the insurance company, I'm happy to do so. If I need to invoice the neighbor, I'm happy to do so. But I don't think I even want to do that, because I don't think I'm going to get paid for that. I think the best route would be the insurance, and go from there." But I wanted to share this with you because sometimes you'll come up in the situations like this where it's a bizarre thing. So neighbor is super not cooperative, and he doesn't feel like he is responsible. He doesn't want to pay for it. So who pays for this freaking tree? If I was this customer and this was my property, I'm telling you right now, it'd be all heck breaking loose with me and my neighbor, because that is his tree. But I do understand that some states, you have to be careful. Some states, if the neighbor's tree falls on your property, it becomes instantly your tree. I'm pretty sure that might be how it works in this state. I don't really remember the details. I read up on it a while back, but I don't recall now on top of my head. But I know every state is different. So what do you ninjas think? And who is responsible for this? Who's responsible for the damage? This is a huge tree. And not, like I said, not only did it damage the chain link fence, it's damaged the pump for the pool and the white fence. I mean, this is a big old tree. I mean, it goes all the way down there. So let me know. I thought this was worth sharing with you ninjas, because I may end up doing this, I may not. It doesn't really matter. I just thought it was worth sharing to give everyone a heads up. This is the kind of things you can encounter. Not all neighbors are friendly. Speaking of, some people are friendly. LT 160 automatic John Deere. Perfectly good condition. It was perfectly running fine when it was parked a few years ago, and it never got moved again. And it was given to me. So this is mine now. I'm sure it's going to need a new battery. I'm going to need to put air in the tires. But one day when I have some time, and I'll come up here and with my trailer and pick this thing up, I'll have to probably tow it to the trailer. Or what I'll do is I'll take out the battery, go get a new battery, fill up the tires with air, and see if it'll start up and if I can just drive it to the trailer. up, ninjas? What is going on? Hope all you ninjas are doing great on this beautiful, sneaky Saturday. Now, I recorded a little bit, as you guys have seen by now, but it got really late last night, and I didn't get a chance to... I got home super late. I got caught up with one of my customers. We were talking. This light's pretty bright. It's in my eyes. Let's do that. There we go. And so by the time I got home, it was just super late. No mowing footage, but what I am doing today, and I want to conclude this video, of course, and put it all together for you. I basically just rinsed it down a little bit and just finished greasing all the grease fittings, grease points, and you know, just a little maintenance, nothing to it. I didn't even really have a, you know, like a big power pressure washer. I didn't take it to the car wash. It was just from the water hose, and it's not perfect, but it's much better than what it was. The most important thing was obviously making sure I touch up on the grease fittings again, because I haven't done those, I think, in about 2 weeks or so. And I wanted to go ahead and get that out the way. But, which brings me to the topic today, ninjas, is equipment. Equipment. I've gotten a lot of messages, and I've talked to a lot of you ninjas just through DMs and whatnot. And, you know, when is it a good time to upgrade? Should I spend money? Should I buy other equipment? I think I kind of touched on it a little bit yesterday, and then I like jumped out of the truck and ended up just plowing through and mowing and knocking out these yards, and I didn't get back on it. And then that whole tree situation with the neighbors in war, basically the neighbors are battling in war. It just threw me off, and I never got back on it, and then it got too late. But so here's the thing. Everybody wants to upgrade equipment. You want to grow your business. Plenty of things over here too. You know, and the question I think we all sometimes ask ourselves or think to ourselves and wonder is, when is it the right time? And should I buy equipment that I may not need on a daily basis? Such as, for example, just an example, like this Cartmate is not a daily thing, right? This is not something that I'm going to use every day. Matter of fact, I probably won't even use it every week. Just, you never know. But when I do need it, it's there. Same thing with the aerator. We don't use the aerator every day, every week. We use it twice a year, fall and spring. Some years I use it more than others. There's the Ninja mower, needs a bath. A lot of you have been asking about it. But anyway, like a stand-on spreader. Same thing. I don't use the stand-on spreader every time we aerate and overseed. A lot of times I'm just using the little push spreaders right there. But guess what, ninjas? I have it. And by having it, it comes handy when I need it. So here's my answer to those questions that I've talked to a few of you ninjas. Turn the light over here because it's getting kind of dark in here. That's another thing I really need in here. I really need some light in here. I really do. Maybe I'll extend like the power or something to it. But look, you work hard in your business. You want to grow in your business. And so buying equipment is nothing wrong with it. You want to be able to have certain kind of equipment or specialty kind of equipment, such as that, for example. So you have it when you need it. Is it okay to buy equipment that you're not going to use on a daily basis? Yes! Look, as you continue to grow, we've touched on this a little bit throughout the last couple of videos and last couple of years, honestly. You're going to grow your business, and you're going to get to the point where you're going to have to start spending money or give it to the IRS. We've touched on this many times. So why not spend the money so you have something to show for one, because you are working hard out here. And two, you'll need it eventually. You may not use it every day, but you'll use it. You'll need it. And when you do need it, it's there for you. You're going to be so thankful that you got it. So yes, I say spend your money and buy the equipment, but look, be very careful. Running a business is not as easy as some people may think. You got a lot of decisions to make, not necessarily just how you mow a yard or, you know, your route density. You got to be real smart with trying to, you know, save your money and all that, but you got to invest in your business. Just make sure your purchases are justified. So don't blow your money on some stupid stuff, okay? Buy stuff that you are going to use for your business at some point or another, even if it's not every day. And some stuff, one of the benefits of running our own business is some stuff you can buy and write off of your taxes. So here's for just an example that I just out of the blue, okay? And this is something I've even discussed with my CPA many moons ago. Okay, I could technically buy a four-wheeler. I could technically buy a four-wheeler and write it off on my taxes, but I probably couldn't write off a whole 100% of it because it is also known to be used for fun and other things. But could I write it off on my taxes and use it for my business? Yes. If I buy a little trailer, just a little bitty trailer, kind of like the one you guys saw in that old mower that I just got for free, the lawnmower, the tractor, and I hook it up, I could use it to move stuff around, kind of like this, for example. And this is just an example. I could use it to move things around. I could use it to haul rock, haul mulch. Yes, so it is tax write-off and it's beneficial to your business, but I don't think you'd probably write it off 100%. It's just an example. There are things that you can buy that you'll deduct on your taxes and it'll benefit you. So my answer to your questions, ninjas, is when is it the right time to buy equipment, and should I buy equipment that I don't necessarily use every day? If you see that you're gonna potentially use it in the future, it'll come handy whenever you do need it, yes, look into it and buy it. At the end of the day, ninjas, one thing about running your own business, if you don't spend money, you're just gonna give it to the IRS. It's just the way the system works. If you're making a lot, and as you grow, and as you go every year, and you grow in your business, and you start generating more and more and more, you're gonna pay more taxes. And so the more deductions that you have, the less you're gonna pay in, and you'll have things to show for. You'll have things to show for. So anyway, that's just my little rant. I mean, everybody's in a different situation, I understand. And everybody does things differently, but that's just something I want to answer and kind of point out for you. But anyway, I kind of washed this down. I finished all the grease fittings, touched all of them up, and I ran out of grease on both my guns, actually. I'll show you right now. So I have a lot of equipment here that I don't use on a daily. Some of it I need to part ways with to make room. Some of it I don't. I've got two 770s up there, PB 770s. This is the new 800C that I don't even use, but it's perfectly in good condition. Needs a little bath. Got the Husqvarna blower. It needs a new plastic thing for the nozzle or the throttle and stuff. It broke off on me. Got a couple of old school Green Touch racks, the ones that faded. But here's my gun for my grease gun. So I got the regular one. I ended up using it because it had a little bit more grease in it. This one ran out, but I got a new one right here. I just got to replace the tube. But I'll be using this bad boy here soon. Just landed a job for vacuuming up the whole bed. They want to completely vacuum up all the dirt, the weeds, the old mulch. And instead of me going in there and scraping it, I just bring this bad boy and just turn it on and suck it all up. Bag fills up. To empty the bag into the trash can, continue on. It's not even a huge bed, so it won't be even a big a deal. But anyway, it's things like that. Like here's an example. I haven't even used this. This is a huge dolly that I used one time to move those American Hollies. It was 1 year that I was using this, and I had to pay. I think this was like, I don't know, $300-400. Don't hold me to that. I just know it was up there. And I don't use it anymore, but guess what? It was a tax write-off. It came very handy for me that particular time when I did need it. And now I have it. So if I ever come across anything, encounter anything that's super heavy, I have a way to move it. So anyway, I've got a lot of stuff in here. And there's the Milwaukee saws that we were using when we did the whole front porch and back porch. Got a little compressor in there. So anyway, I got a lot of stuff in here I need to clear up. There's another jack. So yeah, ninjas. Oh, this is what I used. I've got Super Clean in there. It's the Milwaukee backpack sprayer. This thing's phenomenal, by the way. But it is pretty pricey, but it's phenomenal. And you can put anything in there. You don't need to put Super Clean. I mean, you can put weed spraying, and fertilizer, whatever you want to, liquid fertilizer if you got the license for it. But anyway, so that's that. That needs a bath. That needs a bath. And that got a bath. So I hope that's answered your question. At the end of the day, oh yeah, duh. Don't give me that beneath. Gotta have the hater blockers on, Invest in your business, but be smart about it. And just make sure your purchase is justifiable. Make sure you're generating enough income that you can either A, buy it outright if that's what you want, and that's the type of person you are. Some people like to buy things outright. B, if you can finance it, get 0% interest, just make sure that you got the money that's coming in to be able to pay that payment. My opinion, don't finance anything if you don't have the money in your account at least, but at least generate a good amount of income that you can pay for that payment and more. So that way you can pay that off. And then lastly, of course, take care of the equipment. I don't care what equipment you have. I don't care what brand of equipment you have. Try to do your best to take care of it. I'm not doing it today, but at some point this next week, I will be also sharpening these blades again. I already done it, but I haven't recorded it when I did it a couple of times. So that'll be something I'm going to try to maybe catch this next time I do it and get you guys some footage on that. Plus also we're going to be using the new RBG, I believe, 712, whatever. The freaking blade sharpener that I got. That thing's super handy and so convenient, so easy to sharpen your blades. Not like sharpening blades is hard, but it's hard to get that angle, and it's so nice with that machine. And you know, grease your machines, wash them, keep them clean as much as possible. Sometimes I know that's not an option, but at least try. Just take care of your equipment. Oh, last but not least, I got the 32-inch Snapper Pro back. So a friend of mine, Jazzy, a lot of you guys know, he was borrowing it. He had it for about 2 weeks. And you know what, man? He returned that. Well, I actually picked it up last night, but he washed it with only the best, of course, super clean. He filled it up with gas, and when I picked it up, it doesn't even look like I ever let him use it. It's still like brand spanking new, not a single scratch on it. You know, I appreciate that. And that means a lot to me. You know, return the equipment the way you got it, if not even better. That's just the way I think it's important to be with anybody. Unlike some people who return your mowers without even gas, but some of you may know what I'm talking about. We're not going to go into that. Anyway, ninjas, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think on that. Neighbor battling each other. Stay tuned. I am working obviously tomorrow. Didn't get a chance to do nothing today because it was non-stop rain on and off. But I'll be out there slinging, slicing and dicing this grass and knocking them out. Surprise Sunday. That's right. All right, guys. Thanks, ninjas. Appreciate you. Take care. And we'll see you in the next one. Peace.